Come again. The screen is visible, right? The screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes. So in the OOPS concept, the object-oriented programming concept, we have discussed about class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, and I have told about the inheritance. I have not mentioned anything in the polymorphism in the previous class. So in the polymorphism, when I am taking the net was interrupted, so polymorphism want to be completed. So what is meant by class? A class is a blueprint from which specified object has been created and logical structures with the behavior. And these are all the definition. I will share you the slide. So this is the best example of the class. So in the first image A, it represents the blueprint of a house that can be considered as class. So this is a blueprint. With the same blueprint, we can create several houses, and these can be considered as objects. With the same blueprint, we can create several houses. First, we want to create a blueprint. That is a major thing to define, to declare a class, to create a class. And after creating the class, with those class behaviors, we can create n number of objects in your program. So while we are going to the program, I will explain you. So this is an example. So what is the class here? What is the class name? What is the class name?
Door.
So door is the class name. And what is an object name? How many objects are there?
Two.
Two objects, that is door 1 and door 2. So first we have want to declare the properties and behavior of the class. The properties will be the door height will be the property, color, whether the door will be locked or not. These are all the properties. And you can see an object over here, two different types of two objects with different types of values. So in the first object, the height has been mentioned as 85, and the second object, the height has been mentioned as 95. So same property, but different values in the two objects. So this is an example. So same ways we can go with the behavior, that means a function. So we have used open, close, and toggle lock function. Same function has been used in the door 1 and door 2, but the operation will be differ for each and individual door. That means each and individual object. So this is the major thing. And next one is an abstraction we have discussed about. This means then hiding the implementation detail, but it shows the essential result. That is known as abstraction. And encapsulation, that means that binding the data and function into a single entity, which considered of some of the access specifier, that is a public, protected, and private. So this and all we have discussed in the previous class. And inheritance, it means that it will derive some of the properties from the base class. So base class in the sense that is a parent class, that is a main class, and it will derive some of the properties in the main class is known as the child class. So from the parent class, n number of child class will be created. So that is known as an inheritance. So inheritance concept we will discuss in the next class also. So it means three types of inheritance will be there: single, multiple, and multi-level. And now coming to the polymorphism, so simple logic. The inheritance which will be the inheritance will be deals with the class, and the polymorphism will be deals with the methods. So I will give you an example here. So inheritance deal with the class, and polymorphism which deals with the method. So implementation same method in different contexts. So this point will be important. So implementing the same method in different contexts. So it involves the concept of inheritance also. So method which same name implementing in different ways. It means if suppose I am giving two functions, that is add x comma y and add, what it means? So what is mean by add of x comma y and add? What is this function means? Giving a reply on this chat box. Oh, yes. So what is mean by add of x comma y? What I am doing here? Okay, then I'm giving you another example. Whether it is right? Whether it is right or not? These two lines. Second line wrong. I want to give given the apostrophe. This first line addition, second line concatenation. Yes. So good morning and done. So first line we are doing an addition operation, and second line we are doing a concatenation operation. But what is the operator we have used here? What is an operator we have used? What is an operator? Yes. So we have used an addition operator. So same thing we have done. So we have used an addition operator. It means that same method we have used, but the content has been differed. So different context. While when we are using with an integer, it will produce one of an output. Same operator we can use with the string also. So in this string also it will produce one of an output. So this is a basic example of polymorphism. So just get an idea of a polymorphism. Don't go in depth into the programming part. So this is a polymorphism. So these are all the 6 types of OOPS concept. So OOPS concept, when you are going with the OOPS concept, these 6 types will be used. Whatever programming language that you are going to use, for all the programming languages, this OOPS concept will be implemented. For this OOPS concept, these 6 points want to be described. If you are not aware about this 6 points, then the programming will be very difficult for you. So these are all the things: class, object, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. And now coming to the one of the thing. So once while we are using a class, so I will give you an example, and after that I will go with this init function. So so can you tell me what is happening here? Whether we have used any classes? Whether we have used any classes, or we used only a function? Whether we used any classes here? How the classes will be represented? Yeah, no one is replying. How the class will be represented? What is the keyword of the class? No, in it I have not explained you in it, Kanchana. Before that, I have given you a syntax how the class want to be represented. In the previous class, I have told you that how the class want to be represented by the image something. So here you can see here, you want to represent the class by using a keyword called class, and after that you want to give the class name. So here, whether we have described any classes or just we are using a function. Sorry, whether we have used any classes. So the class will be represented by a keyword called class followed by the class name. Yes, here we have used only a function. So which line will be executed first? Which line will be executed first? Whether the def function will be executed or the deposit function will be executed first. So one thing I want to tell you that deposit function, yes. So this, when you are using a def function over here, so this all known as the subprograms. So subprogram will not be executed first. If you are declaring a function, so it means we are going to declare a function, n number of functions over here, and here we have declared a function. So this function and all known as this subprogram. And apart from that function, whatever you have declared in the first line, it will be executed. So this is known, this from this line, all the lines will be known as the main program. So main program will be executed first. In the main program, the deposit function will be executed. What it will do is it will go to the deposit function, and in this amount it will take 100 rupees, and it will be assigning as a is equal to 0, and here the amount of a will be transferred into the amount will be transferred into the a, and it will print the value of a. So likewise, it will go to the withdraw function, and again it will go to the deposit function. So you can see here the output of this. Can you see here? So first we have initialize, we have deposit 100 rupees, and it will go to the deposit function, and it will take the 100 rupees over here. And again it will go to the withdraw function, and it will go to the withdraw function, and it will show that this will be a -10. And again it will be 1,000 rupees, the deposit will be. Whether in the bank, after depositing the 100 rupees, when you are getting the -10 option, what will be the amount will be there? In a bank, if you are going with, if you are depositing 100 rupees and you are withdrawing 10 rupees, and what will be the balance? 90, yes. So this point of view, you want to do a 90 and the output want to be, when you are displaying the withdraw option, after withdrawing the thing, the output want to be mentioned as 90. So here we have mentioned only withdraw and deposit. We have not given anything over here. And you can tell me how many clients are there in the bank here? How many clients? Whether we have mentioned any number of clients here? So we have not mentioned any clients. We are using without any object. We are using those deposit, withdraw, deposit. It means we are using only one client. But in the bank point of view, the bank will have a minimum of more than one client, right? So when you are going with the withdraw and deposit option, we want to go with minimum of above one client. So we are going with the class and object format. So here you can see the code is visible, right? Yes. So here you can see, you forgot this init function. Without this init function, you can see I have mentioned you when we are, what is the class name here? What is the class name?
Bank account.
Bank account, yes. So here we have mentioned the class. It means that we followed by the class keyword, we want to give the class name. So we are given the class name as bank account. So once you are creating a class, then automatically it will be defined that we want to create an object, right? If you are creating a class, then you want to create an object. So what is an object name? How many object has been created? How many object has been created?
Two objects.
For creating an object, the syntax will be object underscore name is equal to class underscore name. So this is the syntax for creating an object. So where we have created an object here? I've got it the previous class. If you are not taking the notes, then it will be very difficult.
Client
You are
1 is
not
equal to
taking.
bank.
Yes.
Client 1.
Yes, the client 1 and client 2 is an object. So we have created two objects. It means client 1 and client 2. We can create n number of objects. You can create class 3, client 3, client 4, client 5, whatever you want. So just now I am creating only two objects, that is known as client 1 and client 2. So what I am doing here in this line, what I am doing? In the third line in the main program, what I am doing? Client 1 is going to deposit rupees of 100, right? So I am going to deposit, the client 1 is going to deposit rupees of 100. And what I am doing the next line?
Withdraw 10 rupees.
Yes. So client 1, automatically the client 1 is going to withdraw the account. So withdraw the amount, whatever the amount has been deposited. And what is doing in the third line?
Deposit.
Yes, the client is not initially the client is depositing in the amount of 0 rupees. So the account balance will be now. What is the account balance now? No, the account balance. So first I have declared the deposit the rupees of 100, 90. Yes. First I have deposit the rupees of 100 and I am withdraw the rupees of 10, and again I am deposit nothing. I am depositing. I am simply filling the challan and giving to them. It means that I am depositing 0 rupees. So it means that client 1 in the account balance having 90 rupees. Yes. And now coming to the client 2, first the client 2 has been deposit 50. And again the client 2 has been withdrawing the amount of 10, then what will be the balance of the client 2?
40.
The client 2 will be 40. Yes. So it means we have written only one lines of code for withdraw and deposit, right? Only one type of lines of code. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood this? Why we are using those class? We have written only one time the lines of code has been written for the class of bank account. If suppose we are not using class over here, we are going with the function oriented, then each and individual we want to write a lines of code to access those functions. So here what is happening? We have declared the class. That means we have declared the blueprint of the particular bank with the process of with the functions of withdraw and deposit. With those functions, we can create an object called client 1 and client 2. Then we can directly access those functions by using the object name, and you can do the sum of an operation and you can get an output. So here, why I am using this init function? So first we want to declare an init function called self with the attribute with the arguments called self. So why I am going to use the init function is, so init is one of the reserved method in a Python. So it means whenever the object has been created, the init function want to be initialized. In object-oriented programming, it is known as the constructor. It means it will be created automatically. So just keep that in mind. No need of a described answer for this init function. So once an object once the object has been created in your program, this init function want to be mentioned. That is mandatory. So in object-oriented programming, it is known as the constructor. This init method can be called when an object is created. You can see here this line. The init method can be called when an object is created from the class. So based upon the class, if you are creating any object, this init function want to be initialized, and based upon this init function, the attributes and the methods of an object can be elaborated to the particular attributes and methods of a class can be given to the object. So I will give you here. So here what I have mentioned is self balance of 0. In the previous example, what we have done, the self balance was not to be mentioned. If suppose same withdraw thing has been happened for the client 1, first here we are depositing the 100 rupees, right? So first it will take us 100 rupees. Here the amount will be 100 and it will go to the self balance called 100. It will go to the self balance call. So we are returning a statement to the self balance. So it will go to the self balance called 100. And again, we have the withdrawing 10 rupees. So it means that it will, so here we are depositing, and again it will go to the withdrawing. Before that, the self balance value will be 100. So it will be minus of 10. Then it will be stored as 90. And again, this 90 will be stored in this self balance for each and individual object. Have you understood any doubt over here? Any doubts in this? So don't get confused. So init function is used as a constructor. Whenever we are going to create an object, this init function want to be called first. Why we are going to this init function? Because the classes behavior and attributes want to be directly assigned to the object. So without init function, some of the program will be running. When you are going to the client object, it means that same client can be accessed 1 or 2 times in the class. Then the init function want to be mentioned here. So here first example what we have done is we are depositing 100 rupees. So it means it will take here as 100 rupees and it will go to the self balance called 100 rupees and it will be stored in the name of client 1. And again what is happening here, client 1 dot deposit withdraw dot 10 rupees. So it means already the self balance is 100 and the amount which was withdraw is 10. So remaining the 90 will be there in the self balance and it will return the self balance value as 90. So whenever we are going to get the balance over here, then the amount will be displayed as like that. Clear about this? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So again, you coming to the client 2. So client 2, what has happened is we have depositing 50 rupees over here, 50 rupees, and again we have, so it will, the self balance will now turn into 50 rupees. So it will create another object, not in the same object. When after that, when we are using the client 1 also, it will display the same result. So again, what is happening? We are withdrawing 10 rupees over here, and the self balance will be 40, and again it will be transferred to 40. When you are printing the balance in the client object 2, when you are using this object 2, we are printing the balance, then the output will be 40. Clear? So if suppose we are using this client of 1, after the client 2, when you are using the client of 1, deposit of 100, then what will happen? After completion of this client 2, the object will be terminated and it will print the result. And after the client 1 deposit, it will go to the client 1. Before the previously the client 1 value will be 90, and after that, that 100 will be deposit over here. Yes, it will be 190. So same like that, we can use this client 1 and client 2 object in any number of codes without any deviation. We can use in between any lines of code without any deviation of the particular output that we are getting from the object 1. So that is a concept. Now you can see here deposit. Okay, sorry. Yes, 1 minute. So now you can see here. So this client 1 dot deposit, the 100 has been deposited, the print statement has been there, the 100 has been deposited. Again, after withdrawing of 10, the balance will be 90, so 90 has been displayed. And again, the deposit of 0, same 90 has been displayed. And again, the deposit of 50, that means the client 2. So this under this category, which will be coming under the client 1, and this category is started the second object that is known as a client 2. So here we have deposit the 50, and again we have withdraw this 40, withdraw the 10, and the output will be 40. And here the print option will be there. Finally the client 1 dot balance will be 190, because we have deposit over here. That is a 100 rupees we have deposit already. The 90 will be there, so the client balance will be 190. And we are printing the current balance of 190 and 40. So it means that client 1 balance will be 190 and client 2 balance will be 40 in your bank account, right? Any doubts? No. So in case of any doubt, you can ask me right now. So without, this is a basic class creation method and object creation method. For this, for same structure only, we are going to do all the program in your subjects. It means the data structure subject, same declaration and same calling of an object only. We are going to do all the program. So please thorough with this example program. So three things you want to mention, you want to know in those, you want to be very clear. So when you are going with the class object, when you are going to create a class, you want to create a class name with a keyword called class. And when you are created a class, definitely you want to create an object. So if the object syntax will be object underscore name is equal to bank underscore class underscore name. So this is an object. This is a creation of an object. You can create n number of classes. Even you can create one class, or even you can create 2 class, 3 class, to n number of classes you can create over here. And once the class has been created, in some of the program, like saving those object details, and if the reference want to be mentioned in the upcoming lines of code, here the init function has been used. So in this init function is known as the constructor. So in an object oriented programming, it is known as a constructor. So it means that reserved method in a Python. So it will be reserving the client 1 details in the init function and client 2 details in the init function. Whenever we are calling the client 1, it will go to the reserve function and it will take the client 1 detail and it will be displaying to you. Whenever you are calling the client 2 function, it will go to the init function and it will take the details and it will be displaying to you. For this purpose, we are using an init function. Some of the program which can be used without using the init function also, it means in that particular program, we are not going to use the reserved method. Just it will go to the class, it will go to the function and it will display the result. So in some of the program, no need of using those init function. That example I will give you. So after creation of the init function, so and one more thing, the main thing is whenever you are creating a function inside the class, this self argument wants to be a mandatory. So here you can see here, I am giving this client 1 dot deposit of 100. So here, how many argument has been passed here? How many argument has been passed? how many arguments I am passing. So client 1 dot deposit of 100. So inside the function, if you are giving any numbers or an integer or an alphabetic representation, that is known as an argument. So here, how many arguments I am passing? How many? How many? Now, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. How many arguments I am passing here? So I am passing only one argument here. It means that, yes, it means I am passing an argument called 100. I am passing only one argument. So it will go to the deposit function. So here the deposit function will be there. How many arguments are here? 2 arguments. So it means that the self is a mandatory argument. This self argument will get into the init function value. So here we are giving that print of self dot balance. So it means it will go to the init function also when you are going to access the function inside the class. So this self argument want to be used in your program. It is a mandatory thing. So if suppose I am deleting this, so if suppose I am not using the self option, so here what this means is I am passing one argument, here also I am passing one argument, here I am giving a one argument, and here I am giving the one argument. So it will be not getting the result. So it will display the result that one position argument, but 2 were given. So here it always take the one argument and it will be considered as only one positional argument. So we have declared only one position argument. But here in this class, when you are creating a class and passing one argument, it will automatically take this a 2 argument with the detail called as self. So this thing you want to be noted that self want to be created mandatory. So that is a mandatory thing. So this is the process of creating a class and creating an object by using this init function. Have you clear about this? Any doubts?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes. So let's take this homework for you. So create a class for CSBS. So any class you can create and create 3 objects which will be considered of displaying a name, roll number, and date of birth. So create 2 objects, that's enough. You can create 2 objects which will be considered of to display the name, roll number, and date of birth. For this, you want to write a lines of code over here. If possible, you can execute those lines of code and send me the screenshot in a WhatsApp. If it is not possible to execute those lines of code, you just write in your A4 sheet and take the snapshot and share me in the WhatsApp. Those who are interested, you can do. I am not forcing anyone. Those who are interested, you can do. If it is any queries, I will help you out, right? So this is the thing. You want to create a class for your class name, that is CSBS. You can give any name over there. And you want to create 2 objects, you can create like student 1, student 2, like that. You can create as 2 objects. So inside, after creating the object inside the class, 3 functions want to be there. It means you want to get a name from you want to display the name of a particular object, student number 1, and roll number of the student, and date of birth of the student. So 3 functions want to be there. Inside the function, you can give anything and you can display the result. So that is the thing. Clear about this? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I hope so. This is a function. So this is a function. So this is a function. You can give any name for this particular function. I am just displaying the name, roll number, and date of birth. You can give any name, but the thing you want to create the 2 objects, student number 1 and 2. For this first student, you want to get a student name, roll number, and this is the function. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes. Yes, those who are having any doubts, you can stay back and ask your doubts. So if you are clear with those creation of a class and creation of an object and creation of a function, so defining an init function, you can give your attendance and you can leave off right now. In case of any queries, just stay back and ask your queries. Without clearing those things, you can't able to survey for all the 5 units. So those who are having queries, you stay back and ask your queries. Jayakant, Karthikeyan and Anil Kumar. Jayakant, Karthikeyan and Anil Kumar.
Sir,
Yes, you are having any doubts, Karthikeyan? Yes. Jayakant and Anil Kumar.